So yeah, that was the sound check. Hello, 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 hello. Have I started streaming? Yes, I have started streaming. So welcome to GameDev Meetup 123. So I hope you all have found your seats and drinks. Now I will do a little schedule overview. That will take 5 minutes, and after that, Edgars will talk about Yahaha. And then, after he is done with the presentations, there will be time for networking. If Elvis will be here, then the game will happen. I don't know if he will be here, so it will be a surprise. And then some news, yeah. Okay, without further ado, let's welcome Edgars Adamovics. Give him some applause, and we will set up.
Hello, everybody. Checking. Amazing. Everybody can hear me. So, welcome. I want to start off by saying thank you to the GameDev Latvia for inviting me to have this talk. Super excited to be here. So, just to do a little bit of introductions, my name is Edgars Adamovics, and I am the Director of Developer Relations at Yahaha. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about UGC, why we're so invested in it, and give you a little bit of overview of Yahaha engine. Hopefully the internet holds up, but no promises. So now, before we dive deeper into the UGC, I want you to cast your minds back to 2011, when a little-known game got officially released. Now, this game had over 400 million downloads, 150 million videos created on YouTube, 423 billion views, and it had 3.1 billion revenue generated. Does anyone want to take a guess what game am I talking about? Anyone? No, that's not right. But close, I guess. So the game I'm talking about is Minecraft, right? So Minecraft is a game that allows players to build and explore virtual worlds made out of the blocks. I'm sure some of you have played it. It's a phenomenal game. And one of the unique features that Minecraft has is that it supports user-generated content, which allows players to create and share all their custom maps, creations, skins, mods, texture maps, and so much more. So the success of the Minecraft UGC ecosystem highlights the potential of UGC driving the engagement and fostering the creativity. Now, Minecraft UGC has also contributed to the emergence of the metaverse-like experiences, where players can explore virtual worlds that are immersive and engaging at the same time. So when we look at the Minecraft, it is clear that one of the critical components of UGC that it contributes to creating these virtual immersive worlds and building these experiences that are personalized to and relevant to other people are super important. Now, looking quickly at the metaverse landscape, over the years, a lot of different companies and brands have ventured into the metaverse landscape, offering a wide range of services, from virtual events to virtual tools to gamified experiences, and so much more. So we're witnessing a monumental shift in how game app development is basically done. And encompasses the whole idea, starting from the birth of the idea, to design, implementation, distribution, and service. So this sort of evolution is fueled by a wide range of changes in the industry and shaping the way that Yahaha perceives and approaches this, the new era of game development. Now, this is an interesting graph. So gaming market is currently dominated by the real-time interactive content. And what's interesting is that the numbers that you actually see is that currently the ratio, the size of the gaming market itself is quite different to the number of frontline developers actually available there. So meaning there's actually not enough developers out there to produce all that content. The gaming market is about to be valued 218 billion, and half the world's population are actual gamers. So there is a huge demand for the content to be created, right? And because of that, the actual content is evolving constantly from all sort of different experiences, and coming together with the metaverse experiences as well, and events, etc. There's a need for a lot more developers out there. And in turn, this also has increased the complexity of the game engines themselves, substantially driving the cost, learning, and the game development. Now, this is the graph I sort of want to show off to everybody else. I'm sure some of you have been there before. This is a sort of typical learning curve that a standard game dev goes through these days. So it's a very steep learning curve. When you actually open the engine, you need to learn a lot of different things. And as you go through, you get comfortable and you start dropping off because there's new features that come out on engine and you need to learn more different things to adapt. Now, I can relate, and as an example of a hyper-casual dev, let's say on Unity engine, you need to be aware of multiple things. You need to understand Unity core concepts. How does the UI integration function? How do physics work? How does mathematics work? Serialization concepts, debugging, game optimization, rendering, AI, programming, custom tools, build submissions, and even going further, having to understand of 3D tool versioning systems. So there's a lot of things you need to know as a game dev. And it sort of all roots back to alternative way of thinking of how you could develop games using other methods, such as no-code and low-code development tools. So it's our belief that UGC essentially enables everybody to build the metaverse together. So no-code provides a visual development to rapid game development itself. So you don't need to really know the traditional programming languages to create the applications. So making game apps should be easy and accessible at the same time. So it's not about just sitting down there and writing the code. It's about understanding the logic behind the different components and putting it all together. So this is fundamentally reimagining the way the development is actually done. Instead of trying to teach everybody how to code, we're changing how you develop so it works for everybody. So a little bit about the company. Yahaha was founded in 2020. So we were founded with a vision to empower people worldwide to create their own games, regardless of their background and experience. So our team firmly believes that everyone possesses a unique perspective and a story to share, and games serve as an ideal medium for those narratives to be conveyed. Now, so what is Yahaha? So at the core, Yahaha is an all-in-one game development tool, which makes essentially creating 3D multiplayer games a lot more easier without the need to know how to code. So we take a sort of high-level approach, offering intuitive editor for game development and drag-and-drop ready components and logic. So I'm going to show you a quick video. I'm going to stop talking so you guys can sort of get a taste of what it's all about. We'll see. That is if internet works. Oh, here we go. Cool. So I hope that gives you a little bit of idea. I'm gonna sort of try to cover some of the features that you saw in the video. So at Yahaha, we sort of have 4 key stages of our platform: exploration stage, create stage, publish stage, and play stage. So in the exploration stage, we offer over 1 million 3D assets. So if you're creating projects, prototypes, super useful. A lot of these assets are free. We have around 600,000 free assets there for you to be utilized in your projects. Animations, audio modules, skyboxes, templates, and videos, and so much more. Moving on to the create stage, where it's more about accessibility. So we offer drag and drop ready assets, 3D import capabilities, game logic components, AI and PC components, Lua scripting, and node graphs as well for more advanced users that want to sort of dive deeper. And we don't want you to sit behind in compiling your games. Instead, we sort of provide instant publish and share distribution capabilities cross-platform. And for the play, everything that you build on Yahaha is multiplayer out of the box, so you don't need to worry about networking codes and all this sophistication that goes behind it, including the spatial audios. We got leaderboards, ranking systems, and so much more. So instead of me talking all about it, what I wanted to do today is show a little demo of how the engine is actually working itself. So I'm going to try to launch it. I don't know if the internet's going to hold out, but we'll give it a go. So, Yahaha, there we go. So once you actually download the Yahaha, you are presented with the interface itself. So I'm just going to really quickly cover this. So news section is literally everything that's happening. We run monthly challenges where you can actually earn money by creating really awesome stuff, games. We have a lot of different video resources to actually teach you on how to do different things. Fortunately, the connection is a bit slow, so Yahaha does require internet for it to work. So we have a lot of different sections for tutorials that explains, all sort of different things, from physics materials to, how to use your components, etc. Documentation section where you can really browse all your APIs and really dive deeper if you are into the programming as well. So we do offer that capability. So as mentioned before, Yahaha is also a distribution platform, so everything that you create lives on our platform, so you can invite your people to play your games, enjoy them. There's a bunch of different games that have already been created by other people as well. For today's session, we're just going to focus on the create stage. So when you actually access the Yahaha launcher itself, in the create you can have a template sections. So we offer a wide range of templates. You can start from scratch, which is just an empty templates. We got art templates, which focus basically on already pre-made levels, and gameplay frameworks, which you can sort of explore at your own time, where they are already made games together, and you can see how they've been put together. Now, I'm just gonna go to the art templates. I'm just gonna pick one right now out of the box. There's a bunch of ones. I'm just gonna choose one. That one looks good to me, so I'm just gonna use that. So as it loads, it might take a second. There we go. And this is where we play music and we wait. So just give it a second and see if it loads up. And there we go. So the level has been loaded, and I'm just going to navigate around a little bit. So this is a template that comes out of the box. So on the left-hand side, you already can see we got an object explorer where you can, pretty standard for most of the game engines, you can explore on the left-hand side all the objects. It's a hierarchy of all of them, what's present inside the scene itself right now. On the right-hand side, we have the inspector where you can see all the properties of the objects themselves, and so on. And we do offer different tools. I'm not going to cover most of them. There's a lot of things in this engine. I'm just going to show you the basics of the engine so you guys can sort of get an idea and gist what's it all about. But we do have a UI sort of capabilities where you can create your own UI elements, terrain capabilities where you can generate your own terrain if you wish so. And obviously, we're just going to focus on the scene for now. So what I want to show you is our asset library. So when you click on asset library, you can browse all these things that I mentioned. We have tons and tons of them, from different models, character models, props, environments. As you can see, the number right here of assets available, it's huge. You can find anything. Maybe somebody want to give me a shout out what they would like to find. I can look you up. AK-47. Okay, AK-47. You guys love shooting. Okay, awesome. Anything else? Yellow trash can. That's a nice one. All right, let's give it a go. Yellow trash can. Well, so we got some yellow trash cans right there. Trash bins, bags, trash cans. So there's some stuff like that. Anything else random? I mean, there's million possibilities. So the point is, well, I wanted to sort of show you that you can find a lot of different assets, and all of them are pretty much for free that you can download and utilize in your projects. But we do also have audio clips. We have effects. We got skyboxes. We have logic components that you can basically add on to your things. And we have also animation clips. So, if you have your custom characters, let's say you are a 3D artist that designed your own character rig, that you can upload it to Yahaha, and then you can use the animation libraries to actually animate it as well at the same time. And obviously all the standard materials. So for this purpose, I'm just going to quickly go to the skyboxes. As we saw in the scene, we have a nice blue sky, but I'm not really a big fan of it. So I just want to go and change it up. So maybe I'll pick this one here, and we can preview it. We can add it to our assets. So if I like it, I can add it to my assets, and I can view it in the scene. So usually this process would take quite a lot of time because you would need to create texture maps and things to map it. But the idea is, once you found what you want, you can easily change it in the scene, right? So as you saw, I just updated it live. Now, I am going to go navigate a little bit around the scene, so I'm going to have to use my left hand as well. So just give me a second. So as I am, this is going to be tricky because I need my other hand. Yeah, that'd be amazing. Okay, awesome. So everybody give him a clap for holding a mic. That's amazing. Thank you. So, so as I navigate around the scene, so first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly just group all the things that we see in the scene. So we're going to press group. And now they all sort of tidy it up in my hierarchy view, right? So first things first I want to do, I'm going to grab the asset right here. And, we got all the standard sort of tools. We can move it around. One nice thing about Yahaha is that we have snap to grid as well. So everything you move, you can just snap right out there. So just to show you off, we're going to go get a couple assets. So first of all, I like wizards. Everybody likes wizards. So I think it's a good thing. So first what we need to do is go to the characters and search for wizard. And we have a wizard right there. Amazing. So we're just going to preview it in a scene. So internet's a bit slow. Usually it's instant. So we're just going to give it a go. There it is. It's already animating, as you can see. So we're going to try to make some sort of interaction happening here very quickly. So we have also on Yahaha a respawn points, as you can see there. I'm just going to really quickly search for it in my hierarchy so we can find it. There we go. And we're just going to drag that to the platform that we just literally moved. So I'm just going to drag it right there. And right there, somewhere there, just move it up. Perfect. And right there, and right there. Okay. And that should position it right here. So we're just going to get our player. So respawn point essentially acts as your player spawning out. So if we press play, we go into the editor directly, and we have spawned, and we can already see the environment around us. So we can already start testing things that's happening. Obviously, nothing's happening right now, and we also spawned wrong way around. So we're just going to change our spawn direction to 180 degrees. And we're going to add a dialogue system. So usually, something like that would take a long time to do. In Yahaha, what we have is component systems. So you can say, I want a dialogue system to be created for this NPC. And we're going to go to the settings, and we're going to quickly create a dialogue. We're going to say a new dialogue, and it's going to be a welcome dialogue, right? So, and we're going to say this NPC is going to say, welcome to the GameDev. I'm totally misspelling this, GameDev, right there. And, you can make a reply as a player, hi, old man, whatever. Okay, so the idea is that you can already start creating these dialogue systems with your NPCs as well. So for example, if I now select the welcome dialog, and we're gonna set it when it's touched by the player, it's gonna trigger the welcome dialog. And we can have a look how it looks. So if we press play, now we approach the NPC, it pops up welcome, right? And it's already doing something. You don't need to worry about implementing these dialog systems. Of course you could. If you want to create your own custom UIs, you could do that, but the idea is you get quickly into it and start creating things. So obviously dialog is great, but we want to also create some sort of quest, right, out of it. So what we're gonna need, we need a couple of our assets. We're just gonna go get maybe a couple of crystals. We're just gonna search for some crystals. That one looks good. Let's get that to the scene. Let's add it to my assets and view it in the scene. So we're gonna make a quest where basically we speak to the NPC. It tells us we have a quest. Let's go and get some crystals to unlock the maybe a gate. Because I can see we have a couple of gates in this level. So we're gonna do that. Okay, let's see where our crystal is. Has it spawned? Has it not? Unfortunately, it didn't spawn. Let's try a different one. Maybe it's a bit of internet connection problems right now. So, crystal, crystal, crystal. How about that one there? Okay, so let's view that in assets. And it should spawn. There we go. So we have our crystal. Fantastic. We can scale it up. We can manipulate the size of it. Maybe put it to like a little bit bigger crystal right there. Fabulous. So we're just going to drag this out. Like I said, we have snap to grid, so anything you move around can snap directly to the grid itself. And we're going to start making a quest. So, so to do that, what we're going to do, we're going to click on the NPC that we created. We're going to add the new component. We're going to add a quest component right here, right? So, and then we're going to go back to the settings, and we're going to create a quest. A quest is going to require an item. So first of all, we should create a new item. So the item is going to be a crystal right there. Okay, so we're going to grab that crystal, select it, and then we're just going to name it Crystal of Power. Right? We can specify the categories. It could be a consumable, it could be a material, but we're going to keep it super simple, and we're just going to type a Crystal of Power description. Right? And we're done, right? So that's how easy it was to do that. And then we just go back now to the quest side of the things. And we're going to create a new quest. The new quest is going to be Crystal of Power. It's going to be, so we can set different types of quests. It can be a monster kill quest. It could be item quest, narrative quest, point to reach. But for the sake of it, we're just going to do an item collect quest, right? And in here, we're going to say what item basically is going to be the target, is going to be the Crystal of Power. And just for this instance, we're just going to reward the same thing. Now, then we go back to our NPC. We select the Crystal of Power. We can set the quest dialogues as well. But the condition that we're going to set is to trigger the quest when the global dialogue has completed. So I just want to show that you can actually start chaining different things. You can chain the dialogues, you can chain the quests, depending on the execution and the progress of the player inside the levels as well. So you can start doing those things. So if we set it all right, we don't want to repeat the quest, we just want to happen once. And then we want to add an item drop to the actual crystal as well. So we're going to look for item drop, for example, module right there. And we're going to specify on condition. So when the dialogue has been completed, we want it to drop basically crystals. And we're going to add an item is going to drop and spawn. We're going to increase the count. For sake of we're going to make 10. Right? So now, if I press play, and hopefully I haven't messed it up and done it right, we go to the NPC, we speak to the NPC again, and it triggers the crystals. But we acquired the crystals, but I didn't trigger the quest. I need to double check what we did there. The live demo is always the thing is, maybe I forgot something. So we have a look at the quest again. Okay, so we didn't select which dialogue on complete. The quest gets triggered. So we now set it to welcome. And we try it again. And we speak to NPC. And as you can see in the top left corner, it popped up with the quest giver, We already collected a crystal of power just now, and we can set that, we can claim it, and the quest has been completed. Amazing. So this is a sort of a quest systems and dialogue systems. So another thing I sort of want to show off is, obviously, we want to sort of start teleporting to the other side. So maybe we're going to grab this teleporter, we're going to literally move it around here, and we're just going to put it, maybe just snap it somewhere right there. That's about right. Something like that. And then we're just going to give a rotation of 0 degrees. And we're going to move this teleporter to right there. Now, we can do something funky here, just to show you guys a couple of other components, for example. So we could add potentially a move component, right? So we want the gate to actually appear once we completed the quest itself. So if we quickly add a move, which I seem to not see, there it is. And we're going to set a couple parameters. So once again, it's about not really coding, it's about just adjusting different values and using the components that are available for you to make meaningful gameplay mechanics. So we're going to set a move speed to 0, we're going to set time, maybe slow it down to 3, move speed is fine. Actually, we don't want any stay time, we want it to teleport straight away, we want it to appear straight away, move to the position, and we're just going to set the position of the teleporter to go maybe something like that, up. And then we can specify, okay, so now the condition will be on the quest complete, so on the global quest complete, and the quest is the crystal power quest that we chose. We want the gate to appear. So we're gonna double check these. What we're gonna do, we're gonna add a trigger. We're gonna add a trigger box, and we're just gonna make it slightly bigger as well. We'll actually move it to the side. That should be sufficient. So maybe something like that, actually, something like that. Okay, fantastic. So now if I press play again, and I go talk to NPC right here again, you know, we create a quest, we go pick up the crystals, we go and we complete the quest, we claim the quest, no gate has spawned yet, and we go back, and the gate just appeared. Fabulous. So we already have more mechanics happening. So now, as a final thing to the gate, what we want to do is add the teleporter, right? So we want to ideally teleport to the platform right here. So there's a couple of ways of doing it. So right now I'm just showing component system, but we do have node graphs. So essentially anything you do, same as a blueprint system in Unreal Engine, you could actually make logic using the node graphs itself. And maybe I'll show it to you a bit later. Just for the sake of time, we're just going to use a component really quickly again. So let's give it a go. And it should load the components any second. And okay, so while it's maybe doing that, let's just give it a go again. So what we're gonna do, we also want some enemies. So no RPG will be complete without enemies, so maybe find some enemies themselves. So I like, I don't know, golems. Golem sounds good to me. There's a golem right there. We can preview it in the scene. We can drag it in the scene and hopefully it loads up. So we have a golem enemy right there. Make it more intimidating at the same time. We're gonna put a slightly bigger scale for it. So obviously out of the box, it's not doing any animations. You don't have any AI behavior. But once again, if you go to the AI features, so if you go to the component features, we can actually start adding different components to it. So we want to add a monster component to the actual enemy itself. So once we add that, eventually, there we go. So we added a monster component. We can set its behavior, so it can fight back, it can patrol, so maybe it would be a nice thing for it to just sort of walk around. As you can see, it's a circle, it's going to patrol. And we can tweak and adjust other things like health, etc., and more things. So now, if we go back to the gate, and we're just going to add the teleporter, and there we go, we have the teleport point right there. We can set the target that we want to go, and we want to go to this other teleporter right there, which was called Portal Device 1. So all we need to do is set the destination. We can search for it, Portal Device 1, and we don't want any teleport delay, and we want to probably set the rotation of the character 180 degrees. And then what we're going to do, we're going to test it out. So we're going to move the gate a little bit there so we don't fall off the platform. We're going to press play and see how it all comes together. So once again, we go talk to the NPC very quickly. Fantastic. Gave us a quest. We pick up the crystals. The gate hasn't appeared. The gate will only appear the moment we complete a quest. Okay, we completed the quest. The gate appeared. Now we teleport to the other side. We are on the other platform. So now we go and look for the enemy where I have no idea where it disappeared. It's somewhere. Maybe fell. Oh no, it's there. So I maybe made the radius for it to go too big, but you can actually start attacking, or I just die. I just fall off and die. So you can adjust these values again. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna quickly tweak it. So this is a component systems, right? So we're just gonna quickly tweak the enemy. Obviously, no RPG will be perfect without some sort of sword. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna move this guy maybe here closer, because we teleport right there. We're going to get ourselves a sword. So Yahaha also has assemblers. And the idea behind the assemblers, they allow you to quickly iterate even more. It's a collection of all the components together on an item. So in this instance, I want to find the sword. And I think I have a bloody sword right there. So we have a bloody sword. We're just going to download it. We're going to quickly put it in a scene once it's downloaded, and there we go. And then we just set the damage of the attack. It's going to be super cool sword with 96 damage. We're going to assemble it. Awesome. So we have our bloody sword right there. We're going to give it a bit of rotation to the sword. X-axis, 180 degrees right there. And then we're just going to grab it and move it into the stone and make it like an awesome Excalibur, right, that you just sort of pick out as you go. And I think that another thing that we can sort of do, I want to show you as well, as an assembler, let's get a dragon. I think we got a dragon there as well. So Dragon Boss, amazing. So we're just going to download the Dragon Boss as an assembly itself. So once again, you don't need to go and add those components. Assemblers allow you to even more quicker to make these things happen. So now we have a Dragon Boss in the scene. And basically, we're just gonna go and do it. So in order for us to skip all the stuff we already did there with NPC, Yahaha has a nice feature where you can actually, wherever you point the camera, you can start from there, so we don't have to waste some time. We're gonna click this option and we're just gonna press play. So now, as we teleported through the gate, we went and picked up the sword. It's already in our character's hand. The dragon is there, the sword is there, and we can start bashing it. The sword is obviously super cool, super strong, OP, a bit broken, but that's fine. And as you can see, as I'm attacking dragon, his health is decreasing, and you can start creating meaningful. So maybe you want to drop an item when you kill the dragon. You can certainly do that, or you can do other things. So as a final thing I'm going to do is show you a sort of couple of other settings that you can do. In Yahaha, we have different game modes. So you can set a game mode for whatever game you're creating it. Maybe it's an adventure game, maybe it's a time-limited game, or it's a survival game. So in this instance, we're going to say a monster kill game, and we're going to select the NPC, the Dragon Boss. So when we kill the Dragon Boss, we completed the game. So when you actually select these game modes, you get additional things automatically implemented. You get UI implementations, and you get additional features. So just to show it off, what we're going to do here is spawn right here. And is this where what was the gate? There, right there. So next to the sword, because we want a sword, obviously. And we're going to press play, okay? So as you see, we got UI now. It has a countdown. It has an achievement at the top. It tells you that you need to kill some sort of enemy. And it's already a sort of a game mode, right? Without you doing many different things. And then if we go and basically go and create all these, go and kill all these enemies, it hopefully should complete the level. So obviously you can tweak these things. This is super basic sort of showcase of what you can do, and it just shows you a victory, right? Usually some of these things would take you a long time. I've done it maybe in less than 10 minutes to sort of show you what you can do. There's a lot of other features that's out there. You know, you can start creating your, you know, let's say racing games, platformer games, horror games, and you can really dive deeper into it. There's a lot of community modules that are also made. So maybe you are a very focused programmer. you can actually create modules for other people to go and publish on the asset store, which other people can actually download and then utilize it into their games. And you can actually monetize this as well at the same time. So let's say you create a module, the other people downloading it, you can set the price and those people can buy it as well, and you can actually earn money that way as a developer. And for the other people, obviously you can make amazing games. So I'm not going to go any further than this. I just sort of going to finish off the presentation here. So I just sort of want to say thank you for inviting me to showcase the Yahaha, and I hope you sort of enjoyed it. If you want to know more, you can reach us on Discord, go on the website, and find us on the Twitter. We do a lot of game jams, we do a lot of community content, so definitely check us out, and you can earn a lot of different prizes. I'll take any questions if you have any questions as well now.
Yeah, time for questions. If you have questions, yeah, also applause, please. If you have questions, raise your hand, I'll give you a microphone.
So thank you for the presentation. So maybe I missed that part, but are you able to also sell your games as well once you've completed them?
So yes, that's a sort of yes or no question. Soon you will be able to actually monetize your games as well. So right now we're at the stage where the engine is completely available to you to create your games. And we're focusing right now on the quality basically in the game engine. So the more games there are, the more players will be interested in coming to our engine. So right now you can't specifically monetize, but this is definitely what's gonna happen in the future. So I think this is a good time to basically come in and start creating things, messing around, learning Yahaha, and seeing how it works. And then you can start publishing your games. And when the players actually start coming in, your games are going to be ready to be monetized as well at the same time.
Yeah, the second part is how active is the community? Like how many monthly active users do you have? Can you share that?
So I can tell you right now, we have over 4,000 games basically made monthly. So there's quite an active community. There's a lot of, hype going on Discord server. So definitely pop in there and sort of have a look around. Judge it for yourself. I can't really share the numbers, but there's a bunch of games being created on a daily basis, and we are sort of busting this activity. We find that the engine itself is quite appealing to specifically creators that maybe are 3D artists, they're creating their models, but don't necessarily know how to implement the systems to create the games. So they find it very valuable for them to test those things out on Yahaha. We do also have a lot of developers that come from Unity and Unreal Engine, and they're sort of working on component systems as well. So best thing is join Discord, check us out there, and see for yourself. Anyone else? Any other questions? Sure.
Hey, can you hear me? Nice. Okay. You said that you can program your own functionality for the different parts that you need. Question: which programming languages can you create these scripts in?
Cool. So Yahaha basically has a Lua scripts. And I can just probably show you. And it has so there's two different ways of creating it, right? One is to use components, like I showed you in the demo, where you can drag and drop these things. The second thing is using the node graphs, and I'm just going to load the node graphs just to give you a quick overview of how it looks. Maybe just go like done, and right there. And so this is actually Lua scripts, and I can show you Lua scripts as well. So in a node graph is essentially the same way as, let's say Unreal blueprint system that you'll be utilizing. And here you can see everything that you already have in your hierarchy in the game. And you can drag and drop these things out. You can search for functions. You can, create other functions that link with other functions and start creating these meaningful ways of creating game logic. So, and the Lua script, this is a Lua script essentially. It's a very high level language, quite easy to learn, quite popular in the modding scene. So yes, this is how all our components are coded using the Lua scripts. Anyone else?
So you're basically Roblox with the Unity Asset Store.
So to answer that question is it's a good comparison. So we aspiring to be Roblox because Roblox is huge. But the problem is we want to focus on a higher fidelity graphics. So for those that might not be aware, we actually built on top of the Unity. So we can basically produce Unity quality graphics for your games, which Roblox obviously is focusing a lot more blockier graphics. Now, we also want to take that barrier away from you where you in Roblox need to actually know how to code. So we're focusing on giving you the sort of different way of creating the game mechanics using the component systems as well in addition. But yes, there is some similarities, I guess, on the basic level. I guess one thing to also note is because we're built on top of Unity, you can actually import your Unity scenes directly into Yahaha as well. And we have this full support for that at the same time. And eventually, you're going to be able to publish your games on Steam as well.
With thousands of free, high-quality assets for models, animations, and everything else, you do realize that there's going to be like thousands of garbage games that are not so easily, quickly identifiable as garbage because they're all going to look high quality, right? What kind of filter system are you going to have for those kind of things? Or am I just going to continuously scroll through your pages and see games that turn out to be complete garbage?
Sure. I mean, there's always a risk of having a lower quality games present when you sort of deal with the UGC content, user-generated content. I mean, if you look at even the Minecraft, you know, some of the stuff that's created maybe is garbage, right? But it's created by users. We don't want to limit your capabilities of creating things. We have a filter systems. We have, you know, people can vote on the games. They can, you know, assign different comments and you know, depending on that, we have algorithms that basically push high quality games on top of the store for promotions. So there's different ways around it, but certainly it's something that we are working on continuously. Any other questions? Hi.
So I have a question in regards of user experience. I mean, a gamer, let's say. So the gamer should download like Yahaha engine in order to play the games. Am I correct? Okay. And the second question, you have shown a dialogue system. The question is how easy it would be to implement localization, let's say.
Super cool questions, actually. Yes, the first question was yes. And the second one is that localization, it's something that we're working on. It's on our roadmap. It's not currently out there, but it's definitely coming soon, right? One thing to note, I don't know if you guys watch GDC or been in GDC, I guess there's a huge rise of AI tools out there right now. You know, I can't even follow on a daily basis of how many AI tools are coming to help the game devs to create their games, you know, from the image generation to the 3D model generation to even the NPC closing. So one thing to note that what we also focusing is giving more AI systems as well for the game devs to start creating these things. So one of the things we announced, you're going to be able to use text to basically inputting text, you're going to be able to start creating your environments as well in addition. So let's say you want to generate a level, maybe a suburb environment, you just type it in and it's going to, using our asset library, is going to generate your suburb levels. And there's a lot more interesting AI tools on the roadmap that are coming in as well. I can't really speak all about them, but those are some of the features that are coming. But yes, localization is certainly on a roadmap because we do have devs and players from different countries, and it is one of those requested features for sure.
Does your asset store have basically asset store hard currency? It had that weird Yahaha icon.
Yes, so we have currency. So essentially right now we have subscription tiers. that's been released. So currently you can access, top of my head, because it has changed recently, around 600,000 models for free. But we have additional subscription tiers where you can basically subscribe to those and get access to even more assets, essentially, more modules. So this is the way we sort of monetize right now in some sense. But you know, 600,000 assets for free is still a huge number that you can sort of browse, even if you don't want to subscribe to us. But if you do want to support us, definitely subscribe. Cool. Anyone else? Or lots of questions. Love it.
All right. So right now, to play the games, I would have to get the platform, right? So to play the games right now, I would have to get the Yahaha platform. Right. So how do you get the initial, like I get how do you get the developers, how do you get the initial user base for like actual players? Like what's the appeal for them there?
Once again, super good question. As mentioned before, players is going to be our huge priority soon. But right now, we're basically doubling down. As you saw, you know, Yahaha is only 3 years old, you know, and we released the game engine just recently and made it public to everyone. So we have a lot of systems still to refine. So we're focusing on the developers first. We're focusing on creating this high quality content. The players are not our priority as of right now. It will be because, you know, we are a distribution platform at the same time and you guys want to make money. So we do understand that obviously for you to come and create games, you want to be able to monetize them. It's a natural thing. But we also want to make sure that you have all the right tools and they're working and the engine is stable and, you know, all the features are there for you to create the games you want to make, right? So right now, the players are basically something that's going to happen. And I'm probably going to say, after the December, January, this is where we're sort of switching to actually acquiring more players on our platform and focusing on that. Right now, we have a sort of very tight roadmap on making sure we polish off all the features that we have and, you know, based on the feedback the developers are providing there of creating the games. I guess another thing to sort of note additionally is if there's companies as well, so we do offer metaverse solutions, and one of the things that we do, and I can show you probably here. I'm not sure if the internet is going to load, but you know, a lot of things that you know you're trying to do on the web, it can be very tricky. So our engine is actually built on top of the ECS. So if any of you are familiar with, I'm going to lower the volume on that. Hold on. So if any of you are familiar with Unity entity component systems, this is how we're actually optimizing our multiplayer networks. Which means we are very fast on the web as well. So this is basically a web demo. And I'm going to load this directly. I'm not sure how the internet's going to behave. But we do build like different metaverse experiences. As you can see, I'm literally the asset quality, the stream quality on the web of what you can actually achieve. And this is like one of the features that's going to be hopefully available as well to a wider audience of developers. And it's just one click, right? It's one link. You don't have to go and, I don't know, access, I don't know, NFT wallets to sign in and do things. You just share the link and let people jump in and experience your games on the web directly. So yeah, just wanted to mention that as well. I guess any other questions?
So will it be implemented to mobile devices just for the future?
Awesome question once again. We are actually available mobile right now. So so anything you build in Yahaha is essentially available on the PC, Windows and Mac and Android and iOS. So as long as you, and I'm going to show you an engine if I'm still here. Right, I am. So as you can see on the top right corner, we have a memory reading. We call it a thermometer. So basically it tells you that anything you build, as long as it's not 100% on the thermometer, once you publish this, it will go automatically out to the mobile and to the PC, right? So people can actually enjoy this on the mobile devices as well. And once again, all the same features. It's all multiplayer, so people that play on mobile also playing on a desktop together. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. And sure.
Okay, so I have two questions. The first question is, as a developer from the outside, can I bring in my own assets, music, into the engine?
Yep. So as a developer from outside, you can, let's say you want to bring a 3D model. You can actually upload your 3D model to the asset library where can other people basically use it, download it. You can bring it to your own project. The sounds is not currently available, but it's coming as well. We basically want you to have the full flexibility. So there is a lot of, as you can see, audio available already, from music to ambient sounds, etc. But we do want to give you the opportunity to upload your music as well, which you can distribute it to other people as well at the same time. So everything in our marketplace essentially should be at one point available to be distributed by you as well.
And my other question is about 2D, fully 2D things.
So, okay, I got you. So obviously, a lot of game jams happen. I've taken part in many game jams as well, and we're super hot on 2D stuff. Unfortunately, I can't say that we do support 2D stuff. This is not what our engine specializes in. We specialize in 3D basically stuff. We do have different camera options, 2.5, top down, etc. So you can sort of fake it to make it, I guess, in some sense. But this is not where our engine strength is. Our engine strength.
Hello, hello.
Pretty much a Unity dev, 100%, till I started like trying other JavaScript random stuff that I had to do for projects. But I realized, there's ups and downs of different engines. But let's say you want to maybe prototype an idea, right? In Unity, it will be quite more complex and it will take a lot more time. In here, I can maybe visualize my idea. And then if I want to really go and make a AAA game, why not go back to Unity and create it? But maybe you want to pitch it to the client, right? You have half a day. You're not going to have time to do in a half a day a good demo in Unity, but you might have a good time and good experience of doing that in Yahaha, where you can sort of sell the basic idea for your prototype. Or maybe you're doing a game jam, right? In a game jam, 48 hours, what's that? That's nothing, right? 48 hours just go back so quickly. You spend 24 hours arguing on the mechanics of the game first, right? And then you just, the other 24 hours on building it. So maybe this is a good tool as well for you to use in game jams, where you may be a sound engineer and you don't know really how to do game mechanics, and all the other teams are full. So that is definitely a possibility as well for you to do. Hmm? But all the free assets are there. We're not after the revenue itself. Obviously, any company wants to make the revenue at the end of the day. I mean, it's a natural thing. But we want you to basically embrace the way of creating things in a sort of different manner, right? We want to make it more accessible for you. So we are for the game devs, not us basically putting some sort of paywalls for you to have a complex life. Hence, we're offering you those free assets for you to use and utilize for your games how you want it. And if you have amazing skill level, I've seen some really cool projects, right, that you can make out. So it doesn't really stop you there. Awesome. Big thanks to the GameDev Latvia again.
So will you be here, or do you have to run away? I'll be here for next 10 minutes. Okay, he will be here for next 10 minutes. If you want to ask something personally, then you have a bit of time. Do you want to pause to breathe outside? Okay, 10 minutes pause. Okay. Uh, let's resume the meetup. So we just had a talk, and Elvis is here, so we will have the game a little while later. Is Yazeps here? Yeah, Yazeps is here. Then I can just go to the news. Yeah. What's going on? I think Yazeps and Jānis from the board will be in this festival Kājām Gaisā, which is like festival for young people, but anyone can go for free, and they will have a workshop, I believe, how to make a game. I guess you all already know how to make games, so it's not interesting for you, but if you are in Vecauce, then you can drop by. Also, we have a very cool speaker next meetup, thanks to Yazeps. Maybe you want to introduce, or can I just say? Okay, he has earned the right to introduce, no, to tell you what will be the speaker for the next meetup.
Right. Hey everyone. So for the next meetup, we have a representative from Nintendo of Europe, Mao Shagayama, I think was the last name, and he's interested in telling us about self-publishing options on the Nintendo Switch. So if anybody is interested in meeting a person from Nintendo or self-publishing your titles on Switch, please attend the next meetup.
Yeah. So yeah, we will have a guy from Nintendo. Also, for those of you who are in the Association of Game Developers of Latvia, please pay your, how it's called, I don't know, fee, your yearly fee, because in autumn we are planning to kick out members who haven't paid for the past 3 years. Yeah. We need to find Elvis, and then we can have the game. Yes. And after that, if you have something to show and tell, you can come up here, either just on the microphone or on the computer. After the game. Yeah, the game. Woo! Yeah. Also, as always, you can play my board game after the meetup if you're interested. It's 2 to 4 players, and at least an hour of your time. You can also play my game. Yeah. There is no choice. Oh no. No, balts ekrāns, nezinu, kā tā jābūt.
let's play the game. So I will show you 2 or 3 pictures. You will guess the game. The first, you know, you are the first. So you get 1 beer. So yeah, this was like Bald and stuff and Gate, and so it's Baldur's Gate. Unfortunately, the beer goes to you, and I'm happy about that. So the next one, let's go. 3, 2, 1. Yes, crazy. Come on, man. 2 beers. So it's Crazy Taxi. It's Crazy and Taxi. And the last one. As I always have said, there are 3 games. One is a new game, then the old game, and now 1 game from one of the previous meetups. So those of you who were a few years ago in the meetup will guess it, but probably nobody will guess it. So 3, 2, 1. No. Yes, player unknown battlegrounds. Player unknown and battleground. Okay, this was a quick one, but one last thing. Bring out all your phones. Please bring out all your phones and scan this code, please. Yes, it's a virus. Please scan the code. And then all of the, bring your phone. I don't see your phones. Scan the code. Scan, bring out your phone, scan the code. Yeah, you guys in the back. And click subscribe. This is the GameDev.lv YouTube channel. Please subscribe, because we are working hard for this thing to happen. Did you all subscribe? Is there anybody who is not subscribed to this channel yet? Yes, thank you. Okay, thanks, and see you in the next meetup. Bye.
It is your opportunity to shine. Shine like a diamond. Come here. Tell about your game. Tell about your dreams. Tell about your life. Oh, Jāzeps will tell. You have your own PC? Skaņu vajadzēs? So the first and the bravest of them all has arrived.
Hello. Wait. Does it work? Hey, hello everyone. So I've been making a little turn-based strategy game, and kind of as a challenge to myself, I wanted to finish a little version of it to show for you guys today. So Simon, can you do the mic holding thing? All right, thank you. I don't think it's working. Oh, now it's working. All right, cool. So we have units. We can move the camera. We can select our little guys. They can move. They can shoot. And they can shoot again. And we have interactions. We can open the door, and there's more guys. And then there's also the enemies. So if I end the turn, There's a little bit of AI. You see they can find their way to the door. They can shoot. Yeah, so so they do have raycasting, but you can see the walls are pretty thick. So for that reason, it might look like they are a little bit cheating. We also have guys with swords who can slice people. And I can also shoot the rest of these guys. So overall, I just wanted to experiment with some new programming techniques, wanted to try working in a new genre that I haven't worked in before. It was a little bit of different. You're right, it's close, but it's not quite the same thing. Yeah, and I just want to get to the next room, and hopefully I'll be able to show you guys the grenade as well.
So how long did it take you to make this?
So this was about a week, but a lot of it was trying to set it up so that it's reusable. Just because I want to also be able to expand on it. All right, so I'm just gonna open the door, kill a couple more guys, and maybe show you the destruction physics. We also have two classes of guys. I don't know if you can see the difference, but this guy's slightly more orange, so he only has the sword, and the other guys are slightly more yellow, so they have the guns.
So how much do you plan to like improve this, or is it just like experiment?
It really depends, you know, how excited I am about it. I do want to get it further. Like, obviously, this is not a finished game. And I have been having quite a lot of fun making this thing. So we'll see. All right, I'm just gonna. Right, so I'm just gonna collect that glowing orb, which gives me the grenades. Show you that, and I think that'll be good for the demo.
Yeah, I'm also like really like turn-based games because then you don't have to be so fast usually. And if I manage, I would like to make for BRSD maybe turn-based game. Yeah, but right now I'm working on a board game.
Yeah, and so we just collected the grenades. I'm gonna throw it, and we have destruction physics. And yeah, so there will be one more room, and if anybody wants to check it out, I'll you know, have the game available. All right, thank you. Maybe there's questions. I don't know.
Thank you, Jazeps. We can upload and then questions.
Are you a fan of Code Monkey?
I am familiar with his work, and yeah, I started with. This is based on a tutorial that I completed, so yeah, it was a very good base for this project.
Any other questions? If not, then we say again thank you to Jazeps. I don't know why I ask you to upload all the time, but it's nice, I guess. Yeah, so yeah, upload. The mighty leader. Okay, anyone else wants to like come and show their goods, their delicious, tasty games? Okay, come here. Do you want to show something or just tell? Okay.
In English, yes, I presume.
I think so. I don't know. Somebody speaks.
Do we all speak Latvian, or do we need to do English? Okay, we can just do English.
Okay. Yeah. This is Gavin Newell.
Okay, allow me to introduce myself properly. So, hello, my name is Martin. I am a game developer. I have been working on my game for quite a few years. Have reached a pretty good point where the game is getting close to its last third. And yes, I just wanted to bring it and show it how it looks. So, general pitch, the game is called Try to Fall Asleep. It's a indie horror game. It's a first-person action-adventure horror game where you play as a main character who went through a traumatic experience and lost his memory. And the main premise of the game is you have to fall asleep while fending off terrible hallucinations and rediscover your lost memories through your dreams. Quite a lot to take in, but if you can try out the free demo that's available on Steam, itch.io, and GameJolt, and you'll get the premise here as well. Here are some like cool gifs. So the game is divided in two phases, and the game has 6 levels, and each level has 2 phases. In the first phase, you have to fall asleep, as the game suggests, and you have to close your eyes and fend off horrible monsters. It's kind of stationary gameplay, similar to Five Nights at Freddy's, but kind of spins it the formula a little bit. In games like FNAF, you have to race against time. Here, you kind of have to. In FNAF, you have to kind of reach a certain time, but in here, you kind of have to race against it. And yep, you basically, the way you fall asleep, you close your eyes, your sleep level rises, and you fall asleep. And then you transition into the second phase, which is the dreaming part. This one is way bigger. You walk around, explore the levels, and get to re-experience the story and understand why this guy is in a rough state, where he's seeing terrible things when he's falling asleep. As you see, we can show some cool pictures here. Let's see. Ta-da! So this is like the first phase. We have like a stress level. Basically, when you're trying to fall asleep, a bunch of like crazy stuff will appear, like monsters and weird hallucinations, and it'll cause you to be stressed out, and you'll have to deal with that by either turning on the lamp, which will calm you down, or hide in a blanket if something really bad appears. And then you have the sleep level, which you raise by closing your eyes. But every time you open your eyes, there's a risk that something horrible might appear. For example, like a monster like this. Okay, it's pretty hard to see, but it's a sexy man. Yes, I can zoom in here a little bit. You can see the monster design here. This is a terrible hallucination. Here's another monster just looming around here, causing you a lot of stress.
What if I increase brightness would... No, I have too much.
Sorry?
Nothing, I just talking.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so this is the first phase, and here we have like the dreaming segments. These are dreams, and obviously in real life, dreams can turn into nightmares, so the game also kind of delves into that. I wish the screenshots were a bit brighter, but unfortunately, you know, hopefully this is sufficient enough. I do have a few brighter screenshots here.
Better on laptop.
Yes, trust me. And yeah, you can check out the graphics, look really nice. Of course, it's not just about the graphics. There's like a very lovely story. It's fully voiced with cool voice actors. Pretty cool performances. Very big levels. A lot of like variety. Also, a few puzzles here and there, just to like spice it up. And yes. Yep, there we go. This is a really nice one. We can leave it here. So yes, so this is kind of my game that I've been developing, and we actually tried to look for a publisher. I guess if any of you have been like in the process of, looking for a publisher, we can kind of, I can talk about my experience. So a year ago, I went to Cologne, Germany, in Gamescom, and I tried to pitch my game to a few publishers to see if anyone would be interested or would be willing to kind of help us kind of fund it and finish it. But it wasn't as easy as I thought it would be. First of all, it wasn't as straightforward because like they offer you like a platform where you can like match up with other companies and publishers. But the problem with that is it's not as sophisticated, and it turned out that there was like a completely different system for that, which was not that well known. So if any of you are going to go and attend something similar, I highly suggest to ask people around if there's like a different platform where you can like match up with companies. So that's good to know. And yes, so unfortunately I didn't know about that, and I kind of had to kind of work around it. But luckily, in such a big gaming convention where there are like a lot of publishers there, you can just like kind of walk to their booths and ask, hey, if you're available, and then we can maybe arrange a meeting. But unfortunately, on that end, they also were almost completely booked. So in terms of like going directly to them, you can try, but it's better to do it properly. And but yeah, we had some fun. We met at least a few other game developers. We shared their experience and gained some knowledge of what was their experience like when they were like pitching their games and stuff like that. And yeah, even though we didn't end up with a publisher, we decided to. It was still a fun experience to at least attend such a big event and try to actually pitch it. So okay. Even though we didn't end up with publisher, yeah, we had still an interesting experience. So what we decided to do is, by the way, the game is in early access. I don't know if you've noticed, but yeah, it says big there, early access. So the game is already available in its current state. Approximately right now, it's 60% complete. Like I said before, there are 6 levels. 4 of them are available. Look at that cool review. So yeah, you can kind of check out what people are saying. Most of them are very positive. It has like a 90% positive rating. Also, there are multiple languages there. You can check it out and see what other people say. But so we decided to kind of try to figure out on our own. And early access has been like a good way to kind of help us fund the game and try to finish it. But, oh yeah, Ben Stiller. Look at that profile. Icarus, Dark Side, GTA. Okay, we know his taste.
I kind of feel like I'm being a stalker.
But yeah, anyways. See a lot of positive reviews, and yeah, but I'm very hesitant. I don't want to. I hate plugging things, but I kind of went here to like bring this to your attention, and if you're interested in the game, you can check it out. Again, called Try to Fall Asleep on Steam. If you're interested, I could send you a code for the special audience here. Hit me up. Yeah, you can also play a free demo. It consists of the first night, so you get to experience both the falling asleep and the dreaming phases of the game. And latest biggest thing is that we're kind of planning on doing a Kickstarter. It's not gonna be easy. We understand all the risks, of course. And I mean, it's our last shot to like get a bit more funding to finish the game. So we figured, what the hell? We'll just try it and see how it goes. But also put the a reasonable amount of like effort and research into it. So if you're interested, you can look into it. I would highly appreciate if you could consider like buying the game or at least playing the demo. Or if you really love what we do, you can like support us further on Kickstarter. But the Kickstarter is not yet like live. We only have like a pre-live page for it, so you can like sign up and get notified when it gets when it goes live, essentially. Is it? Wait a sec. March 8th. That's the release date of the early access when it released, but it's not the release of the actual release. So early access has been around for a while, and obviously, as you may know, game development is hard. We did try to go full time on it, and going full time helped us to give it a shot at publishing, but. Most of us are like students or do other jobs that are full time, and it's hard to kind of go full time on game development, obviously, as some of you might know. So okay, I don't have anything to add to that, but yeah, and okay, maybe other questions or.
I actually have a million questions, so I will just ask one. Maybe you would like to talk about this in one of the meetups, like a full talk, because I have heard about this game and I haven't ever met you, and I'm really interested in everything. So I think other people are interested too. Are you interested in doing presentation?
I mean, I guess the question is, are you guys interested? Okay, in that case, I would love to do a talk if there's, interest for that. So, yep. Any other questions? I can answer anything about like this game or like its development, like the publishing side, trying to pitch it to other publishers. Any question? Yep. We are self-publishing, so yeah.
So what's about your team size? How many people in it?
So we have a main programmer. There's me who does a bit of everything. A 3D artist, sound designer, a general playtester, an animator. So that makes us like 6. But we have a lot of people who come in, do freelance work, and then carry on, like voice actors, little commissions here and there, and stuff like that. Any other questions? Feel free to ask. All right. Yep, I guess that's it. Oh.
So, it's like more of a narrative game, right? It's more of a narrative game, right? No, I have a follow-up for that. So, it's a narrative game, but it's an early access. So how do you deal with people trying it and getting spoiled? Like they play like basically an unfinished version would be, well, incomplete version, let's say, and they get kind of spoiled for it. Like, do people lose interest? Like, how does that work? Because like it feels like a real weird fit for early access.
Interesting question. So yeah, first of all, yes, the game is it has a pretty substantial focus on narrative. There is a very intriguing story that's behind the whole game. The main character is also wrapped in mystique, and you're kind of trying to figure out, why is this guy in such a bad state? Why is he having these hallucinations and stuff like that? So yeah, this is our Kickstarter page. You can see pre-launch page. You can click on notify and kind of, you do have to create an account to sign up for the notification, but hopefully it's not too big of a hassle. But yes, in terms of the early access, as a story, I think it's it's been pretty okay. If not, I think it's kind of cool that people don't know how it ends, and they try to like speculate and try to figure out, what's gonna happen in the last two levels and stuff like that. So it kind of keeps people intrigued, and it hasn't really been a net negative, I'd say. So we try to push as many updates as we can. We've been pretty good with patches. The nights themselves take a little longer, usually around a year for a night. But patches were pretty quick. If you check out our Steam page, we've been releasing a lot of patches recently just to polish up the game and story stuff. Yes, each night takes about a year or so to release. But for the last two nights, we kind of have everything planned out, and we would like to kind of release everything in one nice big update. And obviously, if the Kickstarter goes well, we could like continue working on it full time and release it, in that year. Like instead of doing it in 2 years, we could try to push it to one. But obviously, game development is unpredictable, and we don't want to do like crazy promises. Check it out. Check out those thumbnails. Oh, I guess you can click on one and see what happens. I mean,
Hey
there have
guys,
been like pretty big
welcome back
YouTubers
to
as well, like
another
Markiplier,
video.
PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye,
Well, so
Matt
far,
Pat.
wait, why did my chest just peak?
So yeah,
Fine.
this is
I don't
a
mess with this game
slightly
already
older
'cause
version of
how
the
I
game.
see it. There's a dude watching me. Just
Yeah. Look at the time. Please try to fall asleep.
Yeah,
before
and you
4
have to
a.m.
like fall asleep till a certain time, so can't just be messing around. There's like a objective that you gotta rush
Did we
towards.
do it?
Also, yeah, the mechanic where you close your eyes.
Dreaming.
Yeah.
We
Close
did
your
it,
eyes.
guys. We
Yep,
did it.
it's very much like that, but there are some cool things that help it to differentiate itself from it.
Good. You should check out the power generator, the one that's near the water
Check out
tower.
that voiceover.
It might be the reason for the whole power shortage throughout the facility.
Alright, what's happening? Alright, great.
Again, this is a slightly older version of the game. The graphics have
I have no idea what's happening. This is staircase. Let's see what's upstairs.
and yeah, maybe anything else. Any comments or
So essentially, you're still on early access, right? So if you say you have a story-driven game in a way, right? Does that mean that the story is currently incomplete? Do you have like already the story figured out, and that's what you're gonna be aiming for when the full release comes out, or is it gonna be, I don't know, like Rings of Power, where you're just gonna keep releasing content and have a cliffhanger at each patch?
Yeah, so basically we have everything written, all the scripts, all the story is written. We have general document on how the levels will play out, so everything is pretty set in stone. Obviously, as we develop it, we might find some things that we could like change or improve, and it's typical stuff for game development. You have an idea, and then you try it out, but it plays out differently, so you kind of want to adjust things and so on and so forth. But generally, yes, we do have a plan, and the story is pretty much set in stone. We just need to make it. And your question was about like, what was the first question about the early access?
Let's say percentage-wise, how far are you from your
Okay, in terms of early access, it's 60% of the game. 4 of the 6 levels have been released, and in terms of the last 2 nights, we've already kind of begun. As I said, the stuff has been planned out, the story is written, and we've also laid some groundwork for the last 2 levels. Since the game is pretty narratively driven, we will the Kickstarter will help us to kind of help us realize that, you know, narrative in terms of like voice acting, having proper character models, animations, and stuff like that. Yep. Hopefully that answered your question. Okay.
Yeah, so I have another question. So I'm really curious about the budget, what is spent for this game. Yeah.
Obviously, not gonna lie, a little touchy subject. I don't want to share too many numbers, but basically our main funder for our budget has been the early access. It's the reason why we have kind of haven't given up yet and have continued to work on it. And sorry, what was your question? Budget, overall budget. To tell you the truth, most of the is it okay? The most of the stuff that we kind of earn, we put it back into the game. So it's I honestly haven't like looked at the statistics as I should, but I'd say it's around how many figures is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5-ish figures. So, like. Well, zeros. I guess 4. Yeah. Any other questions, comments, or impressions? Yep, we can wrap it up, I guess. Yep. Thank you very much. I hope it wasn't too abrupt. I honestly came here with not prepared. I wasn't, you know, ready to speak, but thank you for a very warm and welcoming reception. And also thank you for the questions. Yes. Recently, not so much because, fun fact, this is not a full-time thing. I'm also studying at Riga Technical University. So yes, I hope that doesn't like diminish your faith in my project, but so far I've been able to keep up both with the game and my studies. So also it's masters, so it's okay. And yeah, thank you. All right, check out the Steam, check out Kickstarter, and once again, thank you very much.
I think we can do one more show and tell. Actually, I don't know if we need a limit. If you're willing to listen, then you all can come and tell me something. Yeah. Do we have anyone more? Anyone else? If not, this is your last chance. Oh, okay. Then I guess the official part is over. You can network. You can come and try the stupid game I'm working on, and have fun. See you next time.